This is Faith Under Fire. We take you straight to the voices on the front lines of religious battlegrounds. I'm news anchor Sarah Harnisch, and with me today, Alliance Defending Freedom Senior Counsel Tyson Langhofer. We're talking religious liberty in school. There was a hearing on Monday before President Trump's newly formed Religious Liberty Commission on freedom for faith in K-12 education across America. Alliance Defending Freedom wasn't just in the room, you guys testified. So tell me what you spoke about.
Sure. So we had our client, Monica Gill, who is a high school honors history and government teacher in Loudoun County. She's been a teacher for more than 25 years. She spoke about her lawsuit against Loudoun County. She was challenging Loudoun County's policy, which was forcing teachers to lie to their students about sex and gender.
Let's listen to that testimony.
This policy forced teachers, said they must affirm all transgender students and treat boys as girls and girls as boys. So Loudoun County Public Schools gave teachers a choice: deny truth or risk everything. I could not stand in front of my Father in heaven one day and say, my pension plan was more important than your truth.
First off, I love that we have a commission like this we can talk to. Is pretty incredible move by the Trump administration. But what religious freedoms are in jeopardy or have already been taken away in the school system? Why would we need a hearing like this?
The First Amendment protects the free exercise of religion, not just the ability to believe something, but actually to exercise it, to live our faith out every day. And we do that in numerous ways, and schools have been infringing on those freedoms. And so, for example, with Monica Gill, she talked about how her school was forcing her to refer to girls as boys and boys as girls. In other words, they're forcing her to lie about who they are and about who God created them to be, about what it means to be male and female. And that's a real attack on the identity that God has placed in each one of us. The religious freedom of being able to tell the truth, be able to speak biblical truth is taken away. But there's also obviously a lot of other freedoms under attack with parental rights, parents being lied to about their children being socially transitioned and things like that.
What happens next after the hearing?
The commission is holding a series of hearings. And as you said, this is an amazing group of people with such a great broad spectrum background. And they're having a number of hearings, and they're going to compile a report. And that report will then go to the president. And then the president can determine what can the executive branch do and what can he encourage Congress to do. And so we're really excited and thankful that President Trump has put this commission on, and we're optimistic to see what the government's going to do after these hearings have been completed.
Do you think that kids have a true chance at religious freedom in schools? And what I mean by that is there a day when having a Bible in your backpack will be viewed as positively as bringing a gay pride flag to school?
I am optimistic. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of dark things in the world, but what I know is we serve a God who's greater than this world, and we are bringing truth, and we know that truth will always prevail. And so what we need is more courage. We need more parents encouraging their kids to be bold to speak about their faith, to be willing to bring their Bibles into school, to speak about it as openly as other students speak about other things. And when we do that, I believe when that becomes more normal, it will become less ostracized and there will be less pushback. Obviously, there are fights and there will be battles because the enemy doesn't want the truth out there. And so there will be battles and it won't be easy. But I do believe that we can look forward to a day like that.
We don't want anti-biblical content in front of our kids, but we also actively want them exposed to God and able to practice their faith where they spend their time 8 hours a day. Do you think that we can have both of those things?
It's a difficult balance. And many teachers that are teaching in public school are not going to be believers. They're not going to share our faith. And so we can't expect them to deliver the same information and truth about God as we would. But I do think that we can continue to hold the schools accountable to get back to the basics, reading, writing, arithmetic, and stop indoctrinating kids with all these extraneous things and things that go against the faith of not only Christians, but many other faiths as well. And so as parents, we need to hold the schools accountable. And we can do that for our individual public schools. We don't have to do it at a nationwide level. We can do it at the individual level. There's a lot of change you can make at your individual school level if you will just get involved.
We're out of the era of opening the school day with prayer on an intercom. What does religious freedom look like in school?
I think it looks like a child bringing his Bible to school and reading it during break time, reading it at lunchtime, praying over his lunch and encouraging others to do it. I think it looks like teachers being able to hold Bible studies and living out their faith, even though it's difficult because there will be pushback. But I think the more we do that, we see that courage begets courage. And I think that we need to be more courageous and bold in actively living out our faith.
At Alliance Defending Freedom, are you seeing a climate change, a shift when it comes to religious freedom under this administration?
There's no doubt that this administration is far, far more protective and encouraging of religious freedom than in the past administration. And so that's very encouraging. And we are encouraged to see the Religious Liberty Commission and other things coming out of this. But, there's a lot of other government entities out there. There's state entities and there's state boards of education and local boards. And there will still be pushback in many of those areas. The Constitution provides broad, very robust protection for both freedom of speech and free exercise of religion. But none of those freedoms matter if we don't exercise them and if we don't push back when they are infringed upon. So I would encourage people to be bold, be winsome and full of grace, but also to be bold and to stand on the rights that our Constitution gives us.
You're on the front lines of this, literally, like in the courtrooms and standing in front of the President's Religious Liberty Commission. Why do hearings like this, Tyson? Do you think that it will lead to true freedom? Will it lead to change?
We do hearings like this because when people see clients like Monica Gill, clients who literally, Monica tells her students every day when they come in, you are loved. Mrs. Gill loves you. You are valued. When they see that, even people who don't agree with this can look at that and say, that's the type of person that I want in our public schools. That's the type of thing that I want to protect. And I think when we tell our clients' stories, people recognize that that's the type of society we want. We're going to have to fight to protect these very unique freedoms that are in our Constitution that very few other countries have.
Learn more at adflegal.org.